Welcome, guys, to Pro League live at the Nexon Arena. It is Tuesday, and we're going to jump into Jin Air Green Wings versus Prime for our first match of the night. My name is Valdez. Joined with me today is Wolf once again. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is a beautiful shot of this city. This is a view of Gangnam on the main street. That is Kyoto Tower, one of the biggest landmarks, if not the biggest landmark in Gangnam, in this area right here where we are at this studio. And this starting match is not going to be an easy one for Prime. Jin Air hasn't had the best record so far this round, but there are, 1-1 and -1, but that doesn't really tell the story of their players and their skill. Look at Prime's record, 0-2 and -6. If any of their players take a single game, I will just be shocked.
We'll have some choice words for the Jin Air player, that is for sure. You will notice that Jin Air also did not bring their full roster tonight. They only brought 5 members. Definitely showing that they've not really taking this match as seriously as other matches possibly. And it really is a shame, actually, that Prime has become kind of the Pro League joke over here.
I mean, it's absolutely, it is a shame, but what Prime represents now, I feel, is this weird bonus stage. Like, imagine a bonus stage in a game you're playing. I mean, I know I'm into retro games and stuff, but it's like, can you hit all of the enemies and get the extra 5,000 point bonus, a perfect bonus at the end, or are you just gonna beat it? I mean, because you have to get the +3 versus Prime, or you put yourself at a disadvantage against the other teams. I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, look at it already. They're -6, 0-2. They've taken 2 0-3 losses. So 2 teams have successfully completed the bonus stage, 100% completion so far. Will Jin Air be able to do it tonight? That is the question.
Yeah, like, nobody dies on the bonus stage. There's like no place to fall. You can't die. Like,
well,
you don't have you have unlimited health. You just like shoot at targets and get points. That's like essentially what Prime has become in this league. And right now, SOS is gonna sneak by under the camera. You guys never know.
Here are the matches for today. Maru, I think he's 5-0 or 4-1. He's got that upwards red arrow. He's going to be going up against Creator in the first matchup. Maru, known as a very big TDP sniper there. It's going to be a very exciting first game.
Yeah, SOS versus Keen will be game 2 on Cactus Valley. Keen, more consistent than usual in recent times, but consistently poorly performing. Trap versus Boom Boom. Trap, just a solid cross player, good all-around extra lineup player for Jin Air. They've been using him a lot more for good reason. And then Rogue versus Jim, man. Jim, I hope he's prepared something special because...
yeah, well, let's see if it even gets to there. Prime, they're feeling 3 of their decent players, but all 3 of them not doing very well here. And then gonna bring in one of their Chinese players for the 4th slot. But to be honest, I don't even think it's going to get that far. I mean, looking at every single one of these matchups, the only one that I see Prime has a possibility of taking would be the Keen versus SOS, only because Keen showed that he's playing decently well against Life in that one game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is a good point to bring up. Taking a look at our current standings, SKT... it is ahead of SPL2015 because they haven't played their 3rd game yet. Any win at all, though, will put them, solidify their first place position. And with the matchup that we're going to be seeing later today, I would be really surprised if they didn't win. So something else to keep in mind.
Yep. And look at this Hero. He lost 2 games yesterday. He lost to Departure, and then he lost to Yonghwa in the Ace match. So he takes 2 extra losses. Maru is playing today against Creator. I think Maru's about to tie Hero here.
Looks like it, man. Just breaking things down a little bit more. Yonghwa now up in the top 10 with that win yesterday, putting him at 8-5. Just looking at the list a little bit more. Not seeing any Prime players up there.
Chance for Maru to get first place on the winners ranking. We were just talking about that a little bit. Jim challenging to get the first win as a foreigner in 830 days.
I believe the last foreigner to do so was Stefano.
Yeah, the first win. I saw that and I'm like, didn't we just have a different number last time? But that was, I guess, the last time a foreigner played,
right? Which
was State, of course.
Yep. And I think Stefano beat... I can't even remember now, but it was a long time ago.
It's 830 days ago, man.
Yeah, that's like... It's two plus years we're talking. Yeah. So,
but also Rogue is just so strong in Pro League, and he's so safe when he plays against certain opponents, especially Jim, a Chinese player, very aggressive Protoss. I don't think he'll be taking that loss either. But let's see. We're going to jump right into the coach interviews now, and we'll have to see what they have to say.
차지훈 그리고 박외식 감독님 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
자, 먼저 차지훈 감독님께 궁금한 사항을 물어보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 최근 이
First, we're going to talk to the generic Green Wings coach.
하지만 다른 선수들이 약간은 흔들리는 모습을 보여주고 있는데요. 감독님
Maru's doing really well in both individual and pro league leagues.
선수들이
But the rest of the players are
나사가
kind of
조금
slumping. How do you
부러진
feel
것
about that?
같아서 조금 혼냈어요. 좀 긴장도 많이 풀어진
Says
것
they're
같고
kind of relaxing too much
주변에서
recently.
워낙,
So he
진행을
said
잘하고
he had a few
하니까,
choice words for
진짜
his
잘하는
members,
줄 알더라고요.
and everybody
그래서
is
혼냈어요.
saying that Jin Air is a great team, so they think that they're
이번에는
great players, but they still need to focus, he said to them, and that they need to
놓치지
practice
않고
more.
좋은 경기 할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
누구의 나사 가장
And we're not going to think
있었나요?
less of Team Prime, and we're going to focus on this match
선수의
to
인권이
take
있기
a solid
때문에.
victory.
뭐그 풀려진 나사가 십자던 일자가 됐던
Players have their
차지훈
own
감독의 맞는
rights,
구애로서
so I
잘
didn't
보여졌을
spank
거예요.
them or hit them.
자, 박아기식
That's good to know.
감독이
Thank you for
지난주
clearing
장인호
that up.
선수가 동족전에 승리를 하면서 분위기를 좀
I'm really
전환하는
curious to see what
모습을
Gerard
보여줬습니다.
has to
하지만
say.
맥세드 후샹 선수가 경기를 패배를 했었는데 약간 힘이 좀 빠진 모습이었거든요. 경기
So,
후에 어떤 소감을 좀 남겼나요?
Creator won a PvP,
본인이 원래
but our Chinese player didn't end up showing up last time.
생각을 하고 있어요.
How do you feel about today's match? Talking to, of course, Gerard.
원래 좀 가장 자신이 없고 원래 이제 저그나 동독전을 자신 있다고 다음번에는
So,
동독전이나 아니면
Jim
저그
wasn't really
만났으면
confident
좋겠다라고
against
자신을
Terran players, and then he wanted to play against a Zerg or a
그래서
Protoss instead.
다음번에도 그렇게 될 수 있도록 엔트리를 한번 생각해본다고 일단 얘기를 잘했습니다.
So I tried to avoid putting him up against a Terran player, and that was the main point, the main focus of the entries today. So they really want Jim. Well, too bad they put him fourth because he might not have a chance to play.
I think just targeting Expedition lost because Terrans don't really come out on that map.
Yeah.
뭔가 되게 좀 게임도 더 열심히 하고 뭔가 자기도 좀 더 해보려는
So
노력하는 모습을
Creator
보였는데
won a recent match, so he's kind of in a good condition right now. He's, you know, pretty motivated.
오늘
Creator is our ace player. He's really going to have to show up and play in that ace match. And of course, he'll have to win against Maru as well.
네.
And I'm expecting him to play a good match. I'm expecting him to play a good match against
오늘
Maru.
인터뷰 해주셔서 대단히 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
네.
So
자,
thanks for doing that
오늘도,
interview.
진행
Interviewer
그리스
says
프라임의 경기가 화요일 첫 번째
Monday caster, as we call him.
Yep. I'm just reading some of the chat right now. Creator says, please take it easy on me. And Maru's like, oh, it's going to be a little bit hard. And he says Terran is hard.
It's hard for
to play.
Terran, yeah. And
I don't know, Maru. I don't know.
Maru's the same pro as strong, but this is the normal type of banter that you end up seeing in a lobby chat with these two players just trying to say their other race
That's what
is
Maru's
stronger.
going to say before he puts his hand through Creator's chest and rips his heart out.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what he did to Myungshik. Myungshik held off everything nearly perfectly and still got wrecked. Here are the predictions
High
for this
five,
matchup.
Valdez. High five.
High
We're-
five.
We're tied in first with Daehyun. And Moonglade's just behind us, like literally 2% behind.
Yeah.
And Monday Caster and Kanata taking too many risks, I think.
Yeah,
His
but
predictions.
he did get the vote on Yeonhwa yesterday over Hero, funnily enough. Or at least I think that was him.
Yeah, it was.
So, you know, sometimes risks pay off.
True.
Risk takers are winners.
Absolutely. Well, we actually had no discrepancies today in our votes in this particular matchup. We'll talk a bit more about that later, but Maru is 12-4 this season, 31-17 overall, 6-1 versus Protoss. The Protoss Slayer. He will annihilate any Protoss that comes close to him. I could never imagine a scenario where Creator can dent this player.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard for Creator. Creator now talking about the BM that Maru did to Myungshik and said it was scary. Please don't do that to me. I don't know. I think Maru kind of respects Creator a little bit more. You know, a lot of people talking about that kind of thing over Reddit on forums, you know, whatever on Twitter.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of rumors about Myungshik being a very BM player online, but there's no proof. There's a lot of you know, speculation that he might be the guy who's doing a lot of stuff under a barcode, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
one
like,
of the reasons we
he
saw
said
that.
this, and I heard from him that he also said something similar. Like that's not base proof. Like
Yeah.
but
So.
you know,
All right, I love Creator's opening song. Believe, Creator, self-confidence. That seems to be the key for this guy. He's either on or he's off. One of the most emotional players you've ever had in Pro League. Whether he's winning, or whether he's winning and jumping out of the booth, doing fist pumps, or losing in tears with his head on the keyboard. You very rarely see anything in between from this guy.
Yeah, let's hope he came today very prepared. You know, maybe he's looking at Maru's style versus Protoss recently, and maybe he'll figure something out because it's going to be very, very important to do that today. We saw here he got taken out by Departure because Departure came in with a very, very solid build, very well-timed build, and if Creator can do something of the same, I think he's got a chance, but it really is up to him to practice that kind of build and put in that effort, and that's what I'm really excited to see. Will he do that today, or will he just get crushed by Maru like a ton of other Protosses always do?
Yeah. That's the real question, man. Can he do something different? It's up to him.
Let's go to the game and find out. Game number 1 between Maru and Creator. Down here in the south, in the green for the generic Green Wings, our Terran player, he is Maru.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Is that supposed to be a balloon?
I'm not sure. Up to the top in purple, it's Creator for Prime. Calling him a little guy. This character is very famous in Korea. I can't remember her name.
Okay. I was getting worried for a second. They were both putting the same girl. I wasn't getting the reference, but I'm glad there is a reference.
Oh, well, it's going to be a proxy, Valdez.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks, by the looks of it, it's going to be a 2X. We'll see the second SCV come down. There it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't blame Maru. He's got a lot of important matches to prepare for and get ready for the future. And showing a build, like a real TVP build that anyone can study and look after when he's got important individual leagues to practice for and prepare for. I'd rather just proxy to myself. But this does like in some weird way give Creator like some opportunity to just shut this down if he scouts. A late gate here on 13 is not going to be what he wants. The Karak knows. Karak
He's
knows
seeing everything. Look at him just standing there waving his tail. Get out of the way, Karak.
He's like, oh, sorry.
I love talking about those animals on
Those
the map.
critters, man. I love the critters. My favorite critter is the Scantipede.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a female Karak. I wasn't
Female.
sure. Well, she's
Even the
not telling
Korean
anybody.
casters are talking about the Karak. I'm glad we can all bond on something here. As Maru's gonna 2-Rax here. We're gonna see a double gas at a Creator.
Yeah, double gas and no scout whatsoever. Probably expecting a Reaper expand out of Maru on this map for safety. And frankly, if Creator doesn't see this and he doesn't make a Zealot, Creator's not known for his early game micro. Like this is not like something where I'm like, well, he can hold it off.
That's the scary part. Maybe Maru has seen that Creator also doesn't like the scout on this map, and he's like, well, I can just do this and win. Take an easy win, you know?
He's going to bunker push up the ramp here. And yeah, I mean, I think your assessment is probably correct. Just going to wait until the bunker's mostly along, and here comes that first probe scout. Sees this. Let's see how he responds. He needs to get out immediately as, don't cancel that Zealot. Send these probes down. The positioning on the SCV is so lucky here, actually. It's back where it is fully protected.
Creator now is going to pull almost every single probe to deal with this Zealot getting to work on that bunker.
He's so indecisive here, but he does actually try to go for the surround, but that's way too many Marines.
At the same time, he gets a decent surround on the right side Marines. Going to kill 2 of them already. At the same time, though, taking so many probes in damage.
Yeah, he's losing so much mining time. Need to stop that bunker on the high ground finishing if he can. It is going to finish. This Mothership Core needs protection, needs the Zealot to be with it. You know, Maru not microing to the best of his ability, to be frank, in that first fight, and it's going to cost him big here. The Mothership, with the support of these probes, is going to get a lot of work done. The Zealot needs to get in there. Even with that surface area that's lacking, he needs to come in and get those shots off.
Look at that. Now the Zealot will go down. There is one more. I believe Creator trying to chrono boost out as many as possible, but like you said, he lost so much mining time, which is the biggest thing here.
He couldn't make a Stalker. And now this bunker, he lets the Marines get the bunker. That's it. That's all he needs. That's going to be game.
Yeah, Maru's got total control in this game right now. Looks like Creator's going to try to survive until the Photon Overcharge. But that Mothership Core, even in a really dangerous spot, it is really, really low. And look at all these probes.
Even Photon Overcharge is going to save him here. Maru could just go home at this point. The game's already over. Look at this. 3 more Marines going to walk into that bunker. Targets on the Stalker, even with the SCV. Okay, there is the Nexus Cannon. He's going to get the Stalker, then fall back to the bunker. It looks like actually instead just going to target down probes.
Yeah, he's going to do as much damage as possible. He's going to be mining with 4 probes right now. And like you said, Maru could just go home. Creator already taking his hands off the keyboard because he knows as well.
Look how angry he is. This is the emotions of Creator. CC goes down. He's continuing to produce Marines. His Marine count's at 3, soon to be 5. And as soon as the Nexus Cannon is over, he could just win the game. And he's actually just going to pull the SCVs. Just asking him to get out.
A small source of BM in itself, you know what I mean? Maru could actually just stay at home and just build up an army and kill Creator, but he's just going to kill him in a little bit of a degrading way, pulling all of your SCVs here.
Well, this is just simply saying, like, I can't believe you're staying in this game. Please leave. He's going to target the Mothership Core first.
Creator right now, he's playing with only the mouse. And he's cursing at himself in the boost. To be honest, a little bit embarrassing. Gerard just called him the ace player and told him that he needed to show up. And here you go. GG. Maru is going to take the first game of the night in a very Maru-like fashion.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to be really frank with you guys. You know, sometimes you see players like Bravo that have a lot of potential, and they're just not on the right team at the right time. They end up moving to a team where they get better, they get like more of the attention they deserve, and they have better practice partners. I almost feel like Creator is just like, he just doesn't belong on this team, unfortunately. He's got so much pressure on him because he's the only player who has results, like literally.
Him and Yoda are really the only ones, but at the same time, Yoda, he really only showed up for round 1, and then he dropped off heavily, possibly because no one else on his team was doing well and maybe even not even practicing in the house or showing any passion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really can get you down. Team morale right now for Prime is at an all-time low, and seeing your ace player do this in the booth is only going to make it harder for anyone else on this team to play well at all. Look at him kicking the booth and like slamming his hands. It's embarrassing.
I want to point out, for those who don't, I am the StarCraft 2 historian, at least for Korea, but those who don't know, Kira was, at one point, one of the best Frost players in the world. One of the best, especially in this matchup. He was known for his double forge style. He changed the meta, and he made, Frost live strong and play late game against Terran at a time when no one could. And he was, to be on top of the world and be revered as one of the best Frosts in the PvT matchup, and then suddenly Maru, who's now the best Terran in the world, doesn't even respect you. And you're just getting two barracks proxy and you die. And you could tell he was so nervous. He was so indecisive with his probes at first. He didn't know what to do. He left them on the ramp there for a second, and then it was too late. When there's 5 Marines out against that many probes, even if you get this around, you lose too much mining time.
Yeah.
Didn't stop the bunker on the high ground. The Marines get in that bunker, you're done. It's game over. Plus all the mining time he lost didn't even matter with mules at home for Maru, plus more SCVs. He was mining like probably 5 times as much money.
Well, like infinite amounts of money because Creator had no probes on his mineral line. And this is just sad to see. I mean, this is the Creator we're all talking about here. Now taking that loss, crying in the booth.
What did I say? He's either fist pumping happy or he's crying with his head on the keyboard. One of the two, that's Creator for you.
Yeah. Very sad time for Prime fans, for Creator fans.
I can't imagine if he stays on this team much longer, he's going to have much longer of a career. I mean, the guy's just had too much hardship. The human mind, the human heart can only take so much, man. It actually really hurts me. I'm actually feeling really sad. Like, I'm about to have a tear in my eye right now watching this.
This is really sad, man. And even Maru is just, I mean, he took a win, but at the same time, you can see on his face, he's just like, well, this is awkward.
Well, can you imagine what it must be like? Can you imagine what Maru must even be feeling right now? As he's basically destroyed someone's, their mentality. He literally two-barracks proxied his opponent and made him cry. Maru is much younger than Creator. However, these two have about the same amount of experience in StarCraft 2. They started playing the game at the same time, but their careers have gone in totally different paths. And mind you, these two players used to be teammates.
Yeah, that's even crazier. It goes deeper and deeper. And once again, thoughts go out to Creator. Hopefully he can pull himself back together. But we're going to jump into game 2 right away. It's going to be SOS versus Keen. And I said before, maybe this will be Prime's only chance because Keen, he honestly did play a straight-up game against Life, and he looked decent. He looked actually on his game. We talk about how he's very inconsistent. He looked on his good side that day. So maybe he can bring it in today. Again, SOS, has been a little bit shaky. He's not the super dominant Protoss he used to be.
Yeah.
And maybe he takes a weak game today here, and maybe Keen can make something of this Prime team.
Yeah, I think the most important thing versus SOS is to scout everything. Scout the hidden bases, scout his tech, see what he's up to, because SOS is the type of player to do something tricky. He might even fake you out with some hallucinations. You never really know.
Let me tell you, Wolf, there's a reason that SOS comes out on Cactus Valley. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of bases.
It's the biggest map in the pool right now. I think it's even bigger than Deadwing. There's actually an extra base to scout, you know what I mean?
Yeah.